Hey guys, welcome back to Bob's Fan TV, and today we're doing a match reaction to last night's 2-0 defeat against Dundalk at Oriel Park. Um, yeah, look, really poor defeat. Back to where reality, I suppose, after three great wins. Yeah, from the off, really, even before Dundalk got their goal, we were well off it. You could see we weren't getting the ball down, we weren't playing, we were losing nearly every battle in every area of the pitch. Particularly in midfield, we were really poor. We were getting opened up in there every time Dundalk went forward. Um, Flores and McManus were just non-existent really throughout that first half. Obviously, look, Dundalk get their first goal in the 13th minute. It's a really good strike from Scott Hoy. I think it hits off the post and then it goes in. And yeah, look, based off that the first sort of 10 minutes that we saw before the goal, Dundalk deserved it. We just weren't at it. Then obviously they doubled their lead. Just sort of after the half-hour mark, it's another great goal. Robbie Benson this time, good goal. Sharaska has no chance really, but you're just thinking, yeah, this is not good enough. Really poor compared to what we've seen in recent weeks. The wins that we got, they were hard fought. We battled hard in those games. We weren't showing any of that in the first half. Against Dundalk there last night. Look, it was really poor. Like I said, losing nearly every battle, I suppose, every in every area of the pitch we were out fought, and Dog just wanted more. We weren't, we weren't being competitive enough. And yeah, look, Reynolds showed his route on the side again at half time and made three changes that were absolutely necessary. McManus and Flores came off for McDonald and Brian McManus. We took Madison off and put McDade in as a sort of a wing back and we put Piszczek up front along with Akintunde to try and give us something, I suppose. Second half, I don't think we were as bad. Still wasn't great though. We were trying to conjure up something, but we just couldn't get anything really. Obviously, we get the penalty around the hour mark. You're thinking, okay, yeah, look, if we could score this, it'd be a potential route back into the game. Um, if Akintunde steps up, obviously Flores is off the pitch, so he doesn't take it. Akintunde steps up, and it's a poor penalty. It's a simple enough save for Shelby, and yeah, from that point on, you're thinking, yeah, it's not going to be our night. If we had got that goal, maybe things would have been different. The dog might have got a bit more kind of, they might have been a bit more cautious. They would maybe would have sat back a bit more. We probably would have came forward a bit, but no. Once that penalty was saved, it wasn't going to be our night really. We huffed and puffed at times, I thought, but we couldn't do anything really. And yeah, it was a really poor defeat. Just a real difference in performance compared to what we've seen in recent weeks since Reynolds has come in. Since he's come in, fair play to him. He's got a tune out with the players, and he's done well to do that, I suppose, because it's not a great team. Let's be honest. There's individuals in there that I think you know need to improve big time. You look at some of them. I think McManus in midfield, Flores, both of them were poor. I thought they were really poor. They weren't winning any battles. They were getting lost in the game. Really, they weren't making any sort of impact. And yeah, look, they were taken off at half time and rightly so. And I think that's an area of the pitch that were that's a concern, I suppose. In midfield, we don't really have a solid pair in there. I don't think it's kind of chopped and changed a lot. Um, I think when everyone's fit for me, it's Flores and McDonald. I think they give us that bit of aggression. Particularly McDonald, I thought he was a big miss. In that first half, I thought if we had him in midfield, we would have had a bit more aggression to us. But I don't know why he was on the bench. But look, maybe he was carrying a knock. I don't know. But he came on in the second half, and look, yeah, look, the game was lost by then. Really, let's be honest. There wasn't much he could do. But yeah, I think that's something that we need to address. We need to start, building something in that midfield. We need to have find a solid pair from somewhere. Um, Otherwise, we're going to see the same sort of performances that we saw in that area of the pitch last night. At the back, I'm still not convinced by Keita. Really, I think whilst he is solid, whilst he puts his body on the line, he's physical on the ball. He's not great. He's quite awkward. Look, I know in football, it doesn't really matter if your centre halves are technically brilliant, but I think maybe in the modern sort of the way the league is now, maybe it probably does matter, but I don't know. I still think there's liabilities in him really. He's when he gets on the ball, he's quite awkward. You don't know where he's going to pass it really. But he is a solid, strong centre half. Don't get me wrong, but when he's on the ball, he does look a bit awkward. His passing's not brilliant. Look, that was the same really last night for everybody. Look, I'm not making excuses because we deserved to lose the game last night, no doubt about it. But that pitch in Oriel Park is terrible. On that Astro, it's like a bouncy castle. When you're trying to pass the ball, it's that bad. Um, but yeah. Look, disappointing, really disappointing compared to what we saw in previous weeks. You look at the team now, and we were bringing a lot of players over the off season, and you're looking at the team now still and thinking, yeah, it probably needs a bit of improvement in the summer. And look, that's probably how it's going to be really until we get to that point in the July window when we can strengthen the team. I think Reynolds just going to try and get the most out of what he has for now until then. He probably still doesn't know what his best team is. He's probably experimenting with a few things. In the second half, I noticed we went to a back three with wing backs. We had Rooney and McDade as a wing back with wing backs and a back three of Kirk, Keita, and Mills, and we're seeing we saw that in the Rovers game as well out in Tally. He's probably just experimenting with a few things. But look, we have a big game next week to try and put things right. A derby against Rovers in Dalymount. And look, yeah, it's a big chance to respond to get the fans back on side with a win in a Dublin derby. That would really change the mood, I suppose. But look, if we play it like we did last night, we won't be getting anything from that game, that's for sure. But yeah, overall, really poor performance. First half especially, really disappointing. Second, everything lost every battle. Deservedly went 2-0 down, went into half time 2-0 down. We made the necessary changes. They didn't really make an impact, but look, it was one of those nights where there was a real reality check, I suppose. That obviously we weren't getting carried away after those three wins. The Shells game was probably the only game where you came out and thinking, yeah, we did well in that game and deserved to win it. The draw at the Dundalk game. They were 1-0 wins, but they were scrappy at times. We had to kind of dig in, but last night, yeah, we were well off it, and look, we're going to have to see a huge response next week if we want to get anything from the Rovers game. So yeah, look, that's where I'll end it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment down below what you thought about the game. Was there any positives to take from it? That's probably a stupid question, but look, let us know, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.